What's up, everybody? I'm Taylor, and you're tuned in to the Taylor James Lifestyle Show. Before we go any further, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this with your friends. We're trying to impact people's lives on a great scale, and that starts with you guys getting out there and doing your part for the show. Thank you for everything and everybody that's been involved. Without further ado, though, we're going to jump right into it. Today's episode is going to be on the pros and cons of whey protein. We're going to talk a little bit about some reasons why it's a good tool and some reasons why maybe it's not for other people or for people in general. So first we will start with, why is whey protein beneficial? Well, first things first is it's a high quality protein source. It's a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids necessary for a human diet. It's particularly high in branched-chain amino acids, also known as BCAAs, like leucine, which are crucial for muscle growth. And if anybody here is listening to this and this seems like stuff you already know, this is stuff that's pretty intro level into knowing about whey protein, but we're just covering the basics here. So some of you guys might already know this stuff, but for those of you that don't, this is for you. So that was number one. It's a good protein source, and it's got all the essential stuff inside of it for a healthy environment for muscles to grow. And we want that when we're exercising. And maybe it's not necessarily a muscle growth thing, but it is a it is a muscle maintenance thing as well. And that kind of gets into the second topic, which is muscle growth and repair. It's effective for promoting muscle growth and repair, that being whey protein. This is particularly beneficial for athletes, bodybuilders, or those doing strength training. Now, obviously, people that are doing more high-intensity workouts are going to need a little bit more protein. But again, I think for people who are lacking protein in their diet and they need to supplement, I think that it's a really good tool for that. And it helps with, like I said, maintenance and repair. A lot of people associate taking whey protein with huge muscles, and it's not necessarily that. Sometimes just to maintain your muscle mass at its normal level now, you need a certain amount of protein, and if you're not getting that, your muscles aren't going to be as effective as they would be. And in some cases, you can end up in a catabolic state where your muscle tissue will actually start to deteriorate and break itself down, essentially. On to topic number 3, weight management. Whey protein can help in weight management by promoting that's a fucked up word. I must have fucked that up. Satiety. I can't even say the word, but a feeling of fullness, which can reduce overall caloric intake, which is pretty obvious. A lot of times when I'm on a cut, I'll use whey protein as a tool to get my protein in, but also not consume so many calories. If you're mixing up a shake, could be a scoop or two of protein, typically, or anywhere from 20 to 25 grams a scoop, at least the stuff that I buy. And so you can either get 25 or 50 grams of protein in there in just water. And a lot of these proteins are right around the 100 to 150 mark as far as calories go. And so for the amount of protein you're getting for the amount of calories you're eating, it is really beneficial in that aspect. For somebody that's trying to maintain a weight or lose weight, you want to be in a caloric deficit, or you want to be eating as close to that number as far as maintenance numbers go. And when you're obviously in a bulk, you can eat just about anything you want. But as far as weight management goes, it's really helpful for that. And the big thing behind it is that you're eating something and something's going in your stomach that's being digested, which kind of makes your body feel like it's doing something when it wants to be doing that thing. It wants to be eating and digesting food, and you're giving it something to use that's not, a cheeseburger or something that's a lot more calorically dense. Kind of transitioning into topic number 4. It's easily digested. Whey protein is typically or generally easily digested and quickly absorbed into the body. And then this is saying that it makes it a great post-workout supplement, which adds kind of something else we'll get into in a second. But, a lot of companies specifically engineer these things to be super beneficial for the body, for athletes and stuff like that. And so the main goal of whey protein and a supplement like that is to have it be digested quickly and get into your bloodstream in your body as efficiently as it can, right? Now, at the end of this, it says essentially it makes a great post-workout supplement, which I completely agree. A lot of times a good rule of thumb is you want to get some protein or some sort of fuel into your system roughly 30 minutes after a workout. I try to do that as best I can. A lot of times I do fasted workouts, and that's a whole nother podcast in itself. But it also, in my experience, as well as being a good post-workout supplement, I think it's a really good pre-workout or mid-workout supplement as well. I find it very versatile. For a long time, for a lot of years, I would drink a protein shake before I went to the gym or while kind of warming up and getting into my workout at the gym. And I obviously used it after the gym, of course, too. Or sometimes I'd have one before I got to the gym, and then I'd have one mid-sesh, and then I might even have one after that, depending on where I'm at with my journey, right? And that's a little excessive. But depending on what I'm getting, like sometimes I would get a shake from the gym, and I'd have one or two of my own, and maybe later in the day I'd have like a real tasty shake with like some peanut butter and like fruit or something in it. But it's a really good way to get protein and fuel into your body pretty fucking quick. And then I'm going to cover, let me see something, while we're on the topic of digestion. There's a lot of opinions on this, but one thing that I have found in my journey is so whey protein, a quick digesting supplement, gets into your body real fast. But what about for those times where you don't want your protein being digested so fast? Let's think of an example of when you might want slow digesting protein. Maybe when you're sleeping, when there's going to be probably a 6 to 8, maybe 9 hour window between maybe your last meal and your next meal or shake, whatever that might be. And so for those examples, there is casein protein, which is a slower digesting protein. A lot of people say, and I've done this before, that you can drink a casein shake like right before bed. Hello. Can you go lay down, please? Go lay down right now. Thank you. You can drink a casein protein shake before bed, and it'll slowly digest and kind of release that protein into your body while you're sleeping. And so for those of you that are really, into your supplements and stuff, you might have a whey and you might have a casein, kind of a daytime protein and something a little more slowly digesting that'll kind of tide you over while you're sleeping. Maybe you're going out somewhere, you're not going to be back for a while, you want a little bit slower digesting protein. Casein's really good for that. Now, that is a different kind of protein. That's not whey. That's a different beast altogether. But I just wanted to throw that little helpful tip out there. Maybe we'll do an episode on casein protein. All right, so we covered it's easy to digest. On to number 5, the potential health benefits. Some studies suggest whey protein might have health benefits, such as lowering blood pressure, reducing inflammation, and potentially having beneficial effects on blood sugar regulation. I do believe this. More so than anything, I think that it's not so much based on the protein or the whey protein or the product or the supplement you're taking. I think that it's probably a little bit more so to do with what you're not eating when you're supplementing with a protein. Blood sugar, inflammation, blood sugar regulation. These are all things that can be kind of tweaked and dialed in with a diet, with a proper lifestyle change. And I'm not saying a crash diet. I'm saying to make lifestyle changes to where your body is operating the way that it's supposed to. For me, I have issues with different kinds of foods and inflammation. And I know when I eat a certain way, I don't ever have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about being bloated. I don't have to worry about inflammation. I don't have to worry about breaking out too much. I don't have to worry about like skin being oily or not oily enough. Or there are things that we can do lifestyle wise that will fix a lot of these issues. Now, I'm not saying that there are issues that I'm not saying there aren't issues that require doctors. There are issues that always require doctors, but in this segment here where it says that it has potential health benefits in lowering blood pressure, reducing inflammation, and having blood sugar regulation effects, I really do believe that part of this, if not all of it, is because you're replacing one thing with another thing that isn't that thing, right? There's a lot of things, a lot of studies that go into carbohydrates and certain types of carbohydrates that have inflammatory effects on the body, and not to mention the other things that come with blood sugar and blood pressure that happen when you overconsume carbohydrates and sugars and proteins. Overconsumption is a huge issue and is a huge underlying reason as to why people have a lot of issues in these types of ways: inflammation, blood pressure, blood sugar, things like that. And so, yes, I think the potential health benefits are there, but I also believe, if you're eating one way and you start cutting out some of that stuff and implementing like whey protein instead, and you start to notice changes, I don't think that it's the protein. I think that it's probably the things you're cutting out of your diet, and that's a good sign as to maybe how you should operate in your life going forward. Protein or no protein, I think you should probably make a lifestyle change to live a healthier life so that your body isn't fighting you every step of the way, because that's what that is. Your body fights you every step of the way. A lot of people don't associate inflammation with bloating, but what do you think that is? Bloating is literally your body being inflamed. When I eat certain types of food, my body reacts a certain way, and when I know that if I eat certain types of food, my body will bloat the next day. My body will be inflamed. Not only will my body be inflamed, I might look a little bit more chunky, my joints will be inflamed. My muscles don't feel as full. They don't feel very great, you know what I mean, when I eat a certain way. Now, when I swap back to a healthier lifestyle, more balanced and more geared towards my lifestyle, my body performs exactly how I want to. I don't have any issues at all. So, just saying that to say that. All right, moving on. I'm going to kind of recap here real quick. We'll just run through these. These are all the reasons why whey protein is beneficial. It's a high-quality protein source. It helps in muscle growth and repair. It's beneficial for weight management. It's easy to digest, and it has potential health benefits, which we covered last. Now, we're going to get into the topic on reasons to be cautious with whey protein. Now, not so much in recent history, but it seems like, I don't know, maybe a decade or two ago, before I was really aware of it, there was a lot of issues with people talking about whey protein being bad for you and stuff like that. And so we're going to kind of get into some of the topics on why people think that and what you can, I guess, look out for when looking for a protein. Now, first things first, allergies and intolerances. Whey protein is derived from milk, so it's not suitable for people with lactose intolerance or milk allergies. That's a great point. I personally haven't had too many issues. I find myself to be moderately lactose intolerant. But again, I kind of think that's an over consuming. If I eat a fucking pint of ice cream, yeah, I'm going to fucking fart a lot, But I think that's pretty standard when you eat a lot of ice cream, like too much, And so, personally never had an issue with any kind of like abnormal bowel movements or anything like that. I mean, I think protein farts are pretty standard. I think we all know about those. But, always read your ingredient list. Sometimes, and I should have brought a protein with me, like a jug, but sometimes they have certain types of sweeteners. And I know that people in my life that I'm friends with and know very well, they have had issues with like aspartame and asuflame and some of these artificial sweeteners. And so if you're the type of person that's affected by that, make sure that you're reading that ingredient list and seeing if there's a potential for some of that shit that you don't like, right? I think that kind of goes with everything. And, as a people, as a community, as a culture, maybe we should probably get a little bit more conscious about looking at the ingredient labels on foods that we're putting into our body. I have a little homework assignment for you guys. Next time you go shopping, just look on the back. Look at how many of your foods are genetically modified organisms, right? Or GMO, or look and see if there's aspartame or any kind of artificial sweeteners that are could be issues, you know what I mean? Like, look at that shit. I just want you to go look for your own self and see how much GMO you're intaking, pesticides, all that stuff, and or just look at the list. I mean, I'm drinking an energy drink here. I know for sure this stuff has aspartame or asuflame in it. Yeah, it's got all kinds of things in it, things you know about and things you don't. Yeah, it's got asuflame, potassium in it, which there's been all kinds of studies done on it, but again, just one of those things that do your own research. Look up asuflame or aspartame, and then, maybe that'll make you a little bit more aware on looking at the product labels and ingredient lists before you start putting stuff in your body. I personally, every time I buy one of these, I think about it, and I don't have any pre-workout right now, and so I'm kind of relying on like gas station energy drinks, but not healthy, you know what I mean? And I'm not excusing myself from that. I need to find a better option. But yes, always look at your ingredient list and double check, make sure. And, some people, maybe you don't know what you're allergic to. Maybe it's a good idea you go and get tested for your allergy, what you're allergic to with the doctor and stuff like that. Pretty easy test. I've done it before. Now, topic number 2, digestive issues. Some people might experience digestive issues like bloating, gas, cramps, particularly with high consumption. Now, this kind of leads me into a offshoot topic, which is typically whey protein shakes that you'll get from GNC or your local place, your First Worms, any of those places. They're not necessarily meal replacement shakes. You shouldn't be using them to subsidize the food that you should be getting. You know what I mean? A lot of times, like I was saying before, it's a good method as far as protein to calorie ratio. Yeah, you can get a good amount of protein in, but I would say, at minimum half to 75% of your diet should be derived from whole foods. Your protein sources, as much as possible, should come from whole foods. And I don't think you would have to worry about, bloating, gas, cramps, because you won't be consuming it in a super high amount. But I can definitely say I have done that, and I have gotten the bloating, the gas, the cramps, but only really with over-consuming. And it's just one of those things. You got to kind of dial yourself in, you know what I mean? I think on a lot of the labels it'll tell you what they recommend as far as consuming in a day and things like that. And I would kind of stick to that, you know what I mean? And scientists make these things for us, so stick to what they say, read the label, and you shouldn't have any issues unless you naturally have digestive issues, which I do, but I've never really seemed to have a protein or an issue with whey protein. Here's another one, which kind of goes hand in hand with number 1, and this is topic number 3. Unwanted additives. Some whey proteins may contain added sugars, artificial flavors, other additives that might not be desirable for everyone. Again, read your labels, do your research. By no means am I condoning for you to just mindlessly put things in your body. Do some homework. Figure out, what's going to be best for you. Maybe if you can, buy a small thing, buy a sample size or something and try it and see if your body reacts well to it. But I cannot stress enough, and I think now is more important a time than any to really get into looking into the food we're putting in our bodies, looking at the chemicals that they're making this food from, and things like whey protein. I mean, it is, a thing they make. It's a synthetic protein, right? I mean, derived from milk, of course, but we're putting it through all these processes to get it to a refined source. And so look at the chemicals they're using to refine that stuff and see if that's something you want to put in your body. I'm all about supplementation to get to a goal, you know what I mean? But by no means do I think you should sacrifice your health in the future or your health now to get to be skinny or to get to be shredded or to have a six-pack. Like, I think you should make lifestyle changes that can help you get to your goal, but also serve you in the long run. And that's why we're talking about whey protein today. So always check your labels. Number 4, an over-reliance. Relying too heavily on whey protein at the expense of a balanced diet can result in missing out on other important nutrients from whole foods. Again, cannot stress that enough. We are not meant to only consume a chemically based or a chemically built whey protein. We are meant to eat whole foods, and then what we are not getting from our whole foods protein-wise, we're meant to be supplemented with like whey protein. I've definitely been somebody who has relied too heavy on it, and I haven't seen too many negative side effects, especially if you're taking multivitamins. A lot of times you can get nutrients from vitamins and stuff that you might not get from food. But I firmly believe that, like I said, at minimum half, but if not 75% of your protein should come from whole foods. And that's just a personal thing. I know that not everybody can get 75% of their protein from their daily diet. And so maybe it is 50, and it also depends on how much you weigh. If you're 300 pounds of solid muscle and you're supplementing with 150 milligrams of whey protein, like that seems like a lot. But again, it's kind of based on the individual as well. But I would always recommend eating whole foods. And so like say, if you're supplementing a meal with a protein shake, making sure you're getting your nutrients from the greens and maybe some fruits and stuff like that. Other proteins like steak, getting your creatine naturally from there, things like that, fats and stuff. And then maybe you supplement like your last meal of the day with a protein shake. Done that many times and it works really well, especially like I was saying, casein protein. I used to fast from essentially 3 at night or 3 in the afternoon till like 5:30 in the morning or 5 in the morning. But what I would do is at about 6 or 7, I would take a casein protein drink. I would drink like a water bottle, 16 or 17 ounce water bottle of just casein protein and water, and I'd go to sleep, and that would hold me over, and it would slowly digest and kind of release, and it seemed to work really well for me and my gains. So I would just try to be conscious of not over relying on it. Remember, it's not a meal replacement. We're talking whey protein here. There are things that have whey protein in them that are meal replacement shakes, but they're also providing other nutrients, and they're probably a little bit more calorically dense. Now that's a perfect option. That's a perfect option for anybody that's trying to replace their meals with another food source, which can be, meal replacement shakes. Again, though, this is typically a tool used to get to a place, get to a goal. It's a means to an end. You don't want to use that as a lifelong tool. You want to get to a goal, and from there you want to build a lifestyle that can help you maintain the results you've built, right? And so, yes, meal replacement shakes, whey protein can all be a very good tool to get you to a goal, but they're not meant to be relied on too heavily for a long period of time. Which leads us into the next topic, which is kidney strain for some individuals. In certain cases, especially individuals with pre-existing kidney conditions, high protein intake can exacerbate kidney problems. Never had any issues myself, never known anybody to have any issues, but I have heard about people using protein and over-consuming essentially, and it putting a strain on certain organs. And so just remember, we're on this mission to build better us's, right? We're on this mission to build stronger us's in the future, more powerful, more hungry, more ambitious, more fiery individuals. And we don't want to compromise those future us's by trying to get the results right now, right? We want to remember that we are working on a return on our investment. And the longer that we invest, the more we invest over time, it compounds, and the reward is far greater than you could ever imagine. And so don't do damage to yourself now for the sake of getting it now. Remember, we're all in this for the long game. Fitness, health, all that is supposed to give us better lives for longer. That's the goal. And so use your tools wisely to get what you're trying to get done. Get it done, you know what I mean? But always remember, we're trying to do this for the long game. We want to be here for a long time, making impacts on our lives and other people's lives. So don't compromise that by trying to get your results too fast and over-consuming a bunch of whey protein or taking steroids or whatever it is. Like, think about the things you're doing, do your research, and we'll all we'll live happier, better lives, So, in conclusion, guys, while whey protein offers numerous benefits, especially in the context of muscle building and recovery, it's important to use it wisely. It should complement, not replace, a balanced diet. Individuals with specific health conditions or dietary restrictions should consult with a healthcare provider before incorporating whey protein into their diet. Fully stand by that. It's important to, again, take a conscious effort to, I guess, remember, we're doing these things so that we can be here longer and have a bigger impact on more people's lives, even if that's just our family, even if it's just to stick around so that you can see your kids grow up and you can see your grandkids grow up. Maybe even if you're lucky enough, you can see your great grandkids be brought into this earth because you put all this work in now, you know what I mean? And that's shit that I truly believe, man. But by no means do I feel like anybody should compromise their mission and their goals or their future selves for results right now. And again, those people who have any questions regarding whey protein, ask your doctor. Ask your doctor. Talk to a doctor. Don't risk it. It's not worth it. There are many different ways to get protein. If you feel in any way, shape, or form that you might be allergic to something or might not agree with something in the products, don't take it. Just figure out another way to get to your goal. And that's just life. It's always a series of problems and solutions and navigating towards a goal. And sometimes you get thrown a curveball. Sometimes you got to juke out some shit. You know what I mean? But in the end, we're all working in a positive direction. And that is the goal. But anyways, everybody, thanks for tuning in today. That was why and why not on whey protein. Lots of good reasons why, but lots of things to consider when looking at the cons of whey protein. I personally use whey protein. I like it. It's a good tool, but it's just that. It's a tool. It's not meant to be over relied on and over consumed. So If you're looking to get into some sort of whey protein and you have any questions, you guys can always get a hold of me. You can check the link in the bio. You can get a hold of me through the website. We can figure out something for you. If you just want to bullshit, you want some a second opinion, you know, I'm more than happy to help. But without other than that, you know, it's a lot of this information, guys, you can find by just doing a little research. And even a lot of times if you go to any supplement store that's worth a fuck, you'll be able to ask the guys there or the gals there. A lot of times if you go to a big box store, as far as supplements go, it's hard to find people who are super educated. And a lot of times they're probably just going to read the back of the label like you would, and they'll read it to you, but they don't know. And so, you know, go to a good supplement store, ask questions. It's really important to feel confident in the stuff you're putting in your body. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to hop off here. I hope that helps, you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Later.
Let me spell it out for you. ITGAS. If I'm not the